Hello, grade 7. Today we will be doing your chapter number 13, major landforms and earth movements. So the earth's surface is highly uneven and irregular. It possesses a variety of surfacial forms and relief features such as mountains, valleys, plateaus, plains, waterfall, deltas, etc. Several forces, both internal as well as external, are responsible for creating these features. So there are major three types of landforms. We can see it over here. Mountains they're long mountains. Hills are also like mountains, but they're smaller as comparison to mountains. What are plateaus? They are mountains, but from the top they are flat, as you can see in the picture here. See, these are mountains, sharp on the top. These are plateaus, just like mountains, but the difference is they are flat on the top. Then we have plains, which are in the interior side, and then we have coastal plains, which is near to the water, sea, ocean. So mountains, if we'll talk about, there are four types of mountains: folded mountains, block, volcanic, and residual mountains. What are folded mountains? They are the largest and the highest of all the mountains in the world. They were formed by large-scale folding activity on account of the internal forces of the earth creating horizontal movements. The Himalayas in Asia and Alps in Europe are the best examples of folded mountains. Block mountains are formed as a result of vertical earth movement along cracks of faults. Volcanic mountains, they are formed as a result of volcanic eruptions. When a volcanic erupts, it ejects molten material through a hole or a vent. This material later cools down around the hole, whatever the hole is. Suppose it has been blasted, it has come out. So around that cone, it will cool down after some time, and then it will create a conical shape. What are residual mountains? They are formed when external forces like weathering, rivers, etc. deeply wear down the surface of the earth and reduce the area into a highly sected form. Second ones are plateaus. They occupy intermediate position between mountains and plains. Means they have a plain on the top and mountain also. So mixture of both. They rise abruptly from the surrounding areas. They generally have hard and snowy surface, stony surface, hence not fit for cultivation. You cannot grow anything on a stone, but they are generally rich in mineral resources. Some plateaus like Tibet, Bolivian plateau are higher than mountains. What are plains? They are flat and low-lying areas where we live. It has a gentle slope. Most extensive plains are those made by the alluvials brought about by rivers and their tributaries. These are very fertile, hence highly cultivated and rich populated. The Indo-Gangetic plains of the Indian subcontinent and the Great Plains of China, they are densely populated regions. Now we'll talk about earth movements and resultant landforms. So landforms undergo continuous transformation. And because of this transfer, generally we can't observe, but slowly and gradually they keep on changing. So folds and falls are the major features created by slow movements. What are folds? They are slow movements inside the earth cause bending of rocks, result in formation of falls. Means there are plates and they come out. Folds, mountains, they are formed. So the raised upper part is called anticline, and while the depressed part is called syncline. Falls. There are fractures in the earth crust along which displacement occurs. Falls is a rupture or fracture of rock strata caused due to strain. Thus, fault is a rupture or fracture of rock strata caused due to strain. Faulting and displacement of rocks create many typical landforms. Example, rift valley and fault. Now, what are these? We are going to study. A rift valley is formed when a part of the land subsides between two or more parallel faults. So when the part it goes down. So this is the rift valley. And what is host? When the part comes up. It's formed when the central part of the land between two or more parallel faults is raised up. Also known as block mountain. Black Forest of Germany are good examples. Volcano and earthquake are also caused due to the sudden movements inside the earth. What are volcanoes? People generally think of a volcano as a mountain that ejects lava and flames of fire very often. But in reality, it's a hole opening in the earth crust through which lava, gases, steam, and solid rocks come out. Sometimes the hot lava comes out through a deep crack or a fissure in the crust. The material so ejected accumulated near the vent and later hardens to form volcanic mountain. See this picture. A volcano is a typical feature having a crater, a neck, and a cone. What is a neck? The crack or a deep fissure through which the lava comes out. The cup-shaped mouth of volcano is crater, and the conical-shaped heap of lava, when it solidifies as a hill, is called cone. And this whole process is called volcanicity. So long as the hot liquid material of the volcano remains within the surface of the earth, is called magma. But when this magma rises to the surface of the earth, it is called lava. The lava flows depends on its viscosity or stickness it will talk about. Now, this is made up of silica and water. Now, we'll see if there is high stickiness of lava, it will talk about, that means there is a higher amount of silica and less amount of water. If there is low stickiness, that means more of water is there and less of silica is there. What are the causes? So there are several causes that due to increasing temperature below the Earth's surface, we already studied in the last class that some rocks are in the molten state. So when the temperature increases, they come out. When the rainwater or seawater seeps through pores or reaches the interior part of the Earth, the heat converts it into steam and gas. Whenever the lava and the hot gases find their way from anywhere, from a crack or a fissure or a weak zone, they come out in a force. Now, there are some kinds of volcanoes: active, dormant, and extinct. What are active volcanoes? Which keep on erupt frequently. So there are in total 500 volcanoes. And basically, they are found in the circular band around Pacific Ocean. That is why we also call it ring of fire. There are few dormant volcanoes and they are very risky because they erupt wherever. We can't judge them. They can erupt anytime. So these volcanoes have erupted in early period of history and they are now quiet and calm. But they may erupt anytime. So they are very risky. And people sometimes they are unaware. So see, this is one example we have. This volcano erupted in 79 AD and then it remained silent for 1700 years. Now there are some extinct volcanoes also. They erupted in a distant geological past and no longer remain active thereafter. Now, what is earthquake? When the earth shakes very vigorously, the sudden vibration or shaking in the earth, this is called earthquake. It's a form of energy of wave motion transmitted through the surface layer of the earth. It is generally at a point known as focus, which lies within the crust or mantle. The depth of the focus generally varies from 10 to 700 kilometers below the Earth's surface. The point where the shock waves reach the surface first is termed as epicenter. The earthquake waves are recorded in an instrument, seismograph, and the science of earthquake is known as seismology. The magnitude of the earthquake is measured on the Richter scale and it ranges from 0 to 9. An increase in 1 unit of the scale represents a 10-fold increase in the earthquake strength. The areas of earthquake on the earth are associated with weaker zones. Violent earthquakes are frequent in the area of volcanicity, that is near to the ring of fire. In India, earthquakes occur frequently in Himalayas and their foothills and the Ganga-Brahmaputra Valley. Earthquakes of severe intensity have occurred in Assam, North Bihar, Kashmir, Kutch, Uttarakhand. Deccan Plateau was considered relatively free from earthquake until a severe earthquake came in 1967. Another severe earthquake occurred in Bhuj in 2001 and which actually destroyed it a lot. A massive earthquake rocked Pakistan, Afghanistan, India in 2005, leaving so many people dead, ruined houses, villages, towns, whole towns. And in April 2015 also, there was an earthquake in Nepal, which killed a lot of people. In 2016, Imphal earthquake came. So this is all about how these earthquake came and what destruction they made. So this these blue dots shows you the seismicity, and these red ones shows you the volcanic activity. Where are the volcanoes? What are the effects? Earthquake is really disaster. It ruined everything. Several buildings, bridges, other structures. It damages everything. Fire resulting from power line is a major danger. Spills of hazardous chemicals. Huge loss of life. River often change their courses. Landslides occur in mountainous regions. So many. So this earthquake came in Kashmir region also. A massive earthquake rocked Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India 2005, which we have already read. This is the detailed case study. Leaving around so many people died at that time. More than 70,000 people were injured, and nearly 5 million were rendered homeless. So this is a case study. Just go through it. This was a very disastrous earthquake. And in the valley of Uri also, see, this is all about this case study is all about how this thing happened, how many people died at that time. Go through it, read it. This is all about this chapter. Very easy, very nice chapter, small. It's a good chapter. Just go through it, read it, you'll like it. Thank you so much.